Hi guys, so as I'm setting up my bins of items from Imperial Cabochon Gems, I am like getting into some of the gems that I get from her that she normally ships with like a drop of vet mineral or vegetable or olive oil, some kind of like oil that helps maintain the, I'm not gonna say that the, like, you don't have to have them, but it actually does help, especially when you're dealing with a stone like some of these, like this one. You can see how it's very cracky. So by having a drop of oil in there, some people use essential oils, stuff like that. With a carrier oil, your carrier oil, of course, being your vegetable oil, olive oil, all of that. So for me, my like go-to oil is lemongrass. Now, lemongrass, unfortunately, is actually very kind of, it's like any kind of um citrus where it can become astringent and it can kind of eat stuff up. So I don't know if she used that on her things, because a lot of the bags, you'll see I've had to put them in another bag, because when they got to me, you'll see how that's kind of like waterlogged looking. Um, the baggies actually kind of came apart and leaked. So it's not like she did anything wrong. And you will notice sometimes, especially if you get um, a lot of stones from her. So like a lot of mine were like all taped together. Um, so you like might think at first it's like, well, what's going on here? Well, it's because she's packaging them still kind of with some oil in there to try and keep them from drying out, especially because she's from the UK, which I'm thinking it might be drier there. I'm not sure. Um, it it's very humid here, so um, but again, for certain stones, um, like I have to look these up still, guys. We have so much to go through. Um, but so then, like, everything's now gone out of the baggie. I'm having to like double bag them in some cases. Um, but I'm starting to do them so that I can actually put them in the container, in my container, so that um, I can leave the top open, maybe, so maybe that'll help some with, but you can see on the back there, I can't really smell anything right now because I did put the slightest drop of lemongrass oil in old Gatorade bottle with olive oil. So I'm gonna try olive oil with that like minuscule drop of of lemongrass oil because I do like that essential oil, like the properties of it, also the smell and everything. Although I'm not sure, like, if the smell is more off my hands. Yeah, because I barely put any in, so it really doesn't have that much of an odor, and I wanted there to be so little of a um, amount of the lemongrass oil that it wouldn't be eating up my plastic bags. Although I'm using bags, I'm reusing bags because you guys see I saved my bags. Anything you got, save those bags. You can reuse them. But I'm reusing thicker bags for this stuff to hopefully let it get past the disintegration factor that was the original bags that they came in, because you can see they just kind of like so I don't know if the oil that she was using kind of like ate that, like she may have been using a essential oil, although I didn't notice any smell, or it may just be the plastics not really great. You also want to make sure that you're keeping them, especially if you're using an oil on your stones. You want to make sure that you're keeping them in a cool, dry place, so that that keeps the sunlight from then making the oil kind of funk it up. So for today, like as I'm going through and redoing all of my stones, getting them re-put in their new bags, or like in these guys' case, or the ones that didn't have oil beforehand, I'm gonna go ahead and rub in some, like, ones that seem to be kind of in a state that it's good to have some kind of lubricant on, you know, like these where it's a crystal that's kind of cracked. I'm gonna like rub in some tallow, which is kind of a lard. So I'm gonna rub it, and this is actually buffalo tallow with Manuka, and get some on the face too, my hand. And yeah, if y'all see that, I did blood work yesterday at the VA. So if y'all see it, that's just what that's from. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, Grassley's whipped, what's that say? Regenerative Bison Tallow Balm, which also has the this is the rose geranium. Wait. Oh yeah, Makura honey. This stuff is so good. And I'm gonna put some on my hands there. But 100%, guys, as I've dropped so much weight so quickly with the GLP-1s And this isn't even something that I'm doing like every day. It's like when I get around to remembering it. Um, I think it has helped so much, and I think it would be even crazier better if I like actually remember to use it every day. But I'm just gonna rub this into my stones, um, just to give it like, especially for these porous stones. I think that that is going to be giving me like a really nice um, seal on these guys. And then I'm going to get like a little, I have little uh, droppers so that I can put a drop of the um, the olive oil, lemongrass oil into the containers for these guys. So that should keep my stones from drying out anymore, and like helping with any of that cracking. I mean, honestly, if you look up the stones that kind of like traditionally old wives' tales have always been like store it with oil. You don't really actually have to, but it can be. I guess it's always good to check and see if there's a benefit to it, because sometimes old wives' tales are actually there. Oh, and another thing that's really cool with this balm is it's really good for your hair, like if you have dry hair. So why waste it off your hands after you rub it into your skin? Then you basically clean off your hands by rubbing it in your hair. There you go. So 2000% Grizzlies, um, Bison. They also have like regular beef tallow, but I prefer the buffalo. And you can also get this as the discounted stuff, like if they have it in stock. I get the option to get the older stock. So the older stock, you do have to rub it a little bit more because it'll have like little bits of grain in it. Like it'll be kind of grainy, but all you have to do is like just rub it in your hand more. And if you get a bunch of that, and you know, dude, seriously, you see how little's gone out of this. And again, I don't use it daily, but that's probably like 6 months of use. So because I don't use it daily, even though I should, probably should, especially now. But if you do use it daily, I think they estimate like one of these jars could last you anywhere 3 to 6 months, depending on if you're just using it on your face, hands, and arms, or if like you're doing a whole body. So if you get the less expensive option where it does have the little bit of grain in it, and you're getting like a few jars of it, put them in the freezer, like what you're not actively using. Um, put those in the freezer, and that will help it last longer. And put the jar that you're actively using in the refrigerator, because it'll also, especially like now during the summer, it'll help give you like a coolness to your skin. So like I know especially during the World Cup, we've been seeing videos of all these Europeans. They're like, oh my god, I just got fried in the sun. What do I do about this? Get you some of this, put it in the refrigerator, and then use it. Work it into your skin. It is going to heal your skin from the outside from the inside out, and you will be thanking me later. Also Noxema for the actual pain of that. So you guys see this. We're gonna change out that baggy altogether because that one's kind of been through the worst. So save your baggies. You will use them. This one's got so many big bags. There we go. There's one that's a good size for this one. So reuse. So I've rubbed in my buffalo tallow. I'm gonna put it in there. I'm also gonna go ahead and put the number. I don't know if I trust this number to stick on the outside of this baggie. So for some of them, I've actually been putting the number inside the baggie, just so that I can maintain my number system. And then I'll get a little dropper that I can put, and then we'll just put the tiniest bit. And I would strongly suggest, so this one's gonna be kind of like my tester, so I'm gonna do like a couple with and that's all you need. You see like how little of a drop of oil I put in there? That's all you need, guys. If you do more than that, then you are risking those issues with, and then you just kind of like smush it on the stone. And so I'm gonna kind of test some of them with both the olive oil and there's not really good. Olive oil and the buffalo tallow, but for the most part I'm just gonna do everything buffalo tallow. And, that's gonna be a lot better controller for that. So I'm gonna use like that to put some oil with the lemon in it on, and then that way we can kind of see like what kind of damage it does to the baggies, as well as is there a difference in what happens with the stones. Am I seeing like a noticeable enough stone maintenance needs so that it's worth it to add the vegetable oil, in this case olive oil, or should we just use the buffalo oil, the buffalo grease tallow? So do you see, we got that one all greased up. That one's got both the tallow and the grease, and in both envelopes. And I need to, it looks like it's a sunstone, but I will photo it and make sure that that's what it is. But I think that's what it is. It looks like a Viking sunstone. That these pieces are. So I will see you guys soon. Well, who knows how soon. I'll try and like get like at least maybe this container done in the next couple of hours. Do a video of this container, and then that way at least I will have some of the Imperial Cabochons getting posted today. So there you go. Bye.